There was a young artist who dropped out of school at the age of 16. His mother patiently urged him to get a job or learn a trade, but to him, this idea of daily work and submitting to authority was revolting. His father had passed away and his mother could not convince him to do as she told. He would spend his time wandering around his home city, visiting museums, attending the opera, and sitting by the river dreaming of becoming a great artist. He had a very fantastical view of the world. He would borrow a large number of books from the library on history and Nordic mythology and let his mind get lost in his crazy imaginings of the world. At the age of 17, he took his first trip to Vienna, one of the most important centers of art, music, and old world European culture. He was enthralled by the city's magnificent architecture. Here, he dove deeply into his art. He could draw detailed pictures from the memory of a building he had only seen once, a very rare skill to have. But when he returned home, he had little motivation to do well in school. After dropping out, he put all his hope into achieving greatness as an artist. At the age of 18, he enrolled in the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. He had taken all his money and planned to live and study in Vienna. He had taken a huge risk and staked his whole life on his belief in himself as an artist. After taking the 2-day entrance exam, he felt confident, assured that he was going to get in. But failure struck him like lightning. His drawings were judged as unsatisfactory, and he was told he had a lack of artistic talent, with a notable lack of appreciation for the human form. Shaken, heartbroken, and rejected, he left Vienna and returned home, planning to take the entrance exam next year. But things didn't quite go to plan for him. The next year, he failed the exam again, and his beloved mother died after a long battle with cancer. It wasn't long before he ran out of money and was forced to live in homeless shelters and men's hostels. He was a broken man, rejected, and told he wasn't good enough, that his dreams would never come true. With not much left to turn to, he enlisted in the army. In war, he was able to gain a glory he never achieved through his art. He described war as the greatest of all experiences, and he was praised by his commanders for his bravery. After the war had ended, and with no other real skills or education, he remained in the military, where they gave him an assignment to infiltrate the DAP, or German Workers' Party. He quickly gained influence in the group, and especially gained notoriety for his public speaking skills. He proceeded to attract larger and larger crowds to the party's events. He soon got the DAP to change its name to the National German Workers' Party, or you will probably know it better as the Nazi Party. He even designed the party's new banner, and I think we all know where the story goes from here. Most of us have two lives, the life we live and the unlived life within us. Between the two stands resistance, that destructive force inside human nature that arises whenever we consider a tough, long-term course of action that might actually do something that's good for once. We've all felt it. If you've ever tried to quit a habit or addiction, ever tried to start any creative or entrepreneurial venture, or ever tried to take up any act of moral, political, or ethical courage, you have felt resistance. Resistance can defeat any one of us, and for Hitler, it was literally easier to start World War II than it was to face a blank square of canvas every day. Resistance beat him, like it beats most. The warrior and the artist live by the same code. Each day the battle must be fought anew. The artist must prepare his mind for the long haul. He knows if he caves to resistance, he will be twice as likely to cave tomorrow. The artist gives resistance the utmost respect. He knows it can defeat him on any given day, just as the need for a drink can overcome an alcoholic. All we can do is sit down and do the work day after day. When you look up at the clock hours later, you will know, I've put in my time and I hit it with all that I have. And that is all that counts. This day I have overcome resistance.